This is Paul. Yes. As you go through the fire stations, how is it possible that you can issue a court order for $1,500 a year without understanding the necessity of not presuming somebody can make $1 million at any time that they want? Now, I had a little problem with this because we went through a foreclosure in 2009. Affected our credit rating, and you can appreciate that if you're going to earn that kind of money, you almost have to have a really good credit score. And I'm sure when Judge Rohrer decided that he was going to issue that court order, that permanent court order, he didn't take into consideration that I was homeless, yes, and the petitioner was on welfare, yes. And then you decided to jail me numerous times saying that I was crazy for not understanding exactly what the fuck you've been doing. Now, this whole concept of being mentally ill or mentally defective in the knowledge of what's actually necessary to get one of those good jobs where you can make a couple $100,000 a year. Having a protection order against me when I wasn't a resident of Washington State doesn't help a person when looking for employment. Oh, having a wage garnishment from 2011 when we were living in a homeless shelter. Yeah. A lot of employers, when they look for the employee that they want and they find out you have a wage garnishment, they kind of wonder why it is that you haven't been able to. Ooh, what was the statute of limitations again? Was it 2014? Now, I'm kind of thinking that you've intentionally not removed these judgments from courts because you don't want people being employed. You don't want their credit to look better than it is. Pooh. And when you think about how you get one of those good jobs, issuing a protection order without any due process, yes. Arresting a person and then having them be found not guilty, then not removing the protection order, yes. Putting the protection order in the newspaper, ouch, and then thinking, well, the guy can make $1 million anytime he wants. It actually takes good credit to be able to earn a good income, and I don't think the judges have really considered what the fuck they've been doing. Now, you just destroyed that writ of garnishment in Spokane County. Yes. Let's say the petitioner had actually had her wages garnished and she said no, it's too much of a financial hardship. Did she communicate not just a contempt of court, of the court order, considering the statute of limitations, and it should have been removed before she got her good job working in a school district? Yes. There's the whole concept of intentionally keeping these orders on the person's court record, public record, and their credit history. Yes. See, if you get your free annual credit, obstructing an individual's right to employment because of making them look like shit. Now, let's see. I've been telling you it's against the law to violate the rights of American citizens. Pooch. I told you you didn't have reciprocity with the United Nations. Yes. I told you that you can't issue dissolutions of marriage where you did not give me notice and opportunity to be heard. Pooch. I told you that you can't keep $1.86 without serving me a dissolution of marriage. Pooh. I told you that it was a legal court proceeding in 2011 and 2012. But you had to be total fucking nut jobs, didn't you? Bad behavior, judges. Oh. Not only did you issue judgments that happen to violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because when you make a collectible judgment on the part of the state, does the state ever sell to collections agencies? Let's say you had 6 years. All of my sons were 18 or over, yes, and you're going to continue to collect from me back child support for the rest of my fucking life. I'm 50 years old, that would be 2 years from now. I'm 60 years old, no, I'm 70 years old, and you're going after back child support, or at what point does is there a state statute of limitations on back child support? Oh. It's 20 years from now. My youngest son is 28 years old, and you never sell off. I mean, of all the back child support for the last 50 years, is it always the Office of Financial Recovery that goes to get that? Pooh, pooh, pooh. Now, I just wanted to know, of all the back child support for the last 50 fucking years, when does the state decide they're not involved?